Hello everyone. Recently we had gone on a road trip with our family from Bangalore to Kashmir with our XUV 700. So I thought I'll share some of the experience that we had, and I had divided this video into 4 parts. So first one is related to the preparations, what we need to do mainly from a vehicle perspective, what documents you have to take, and many more things which I'll go into the details. That's on the preparation. Then I will also share the route that we have taken, and I'll explain you the logic behind why did we take certain route and what are the stops that we had planned and where we stayed and the places to visit. Okay. The third thing what I will share are some of the must visit places when we are going on a road trip from Bangalore to Kashmir, and the food that we need to taste in specific places. I'll get into those details. And fourth thing, probably I'll talk about how much we have paid for fuel, how much did it cost for the tolls that we take, and all the stuffs. Okay, so please feel free to jump into the sections which is relevant for you, and in case if I have missed anything, or if you feel that there are some additional points which we need to consider, put that in the comment sections, yeah, and we will take it from there. So first thing is preparation. So one of the major thing what I would like to share, or the first point which I would like to share on the preparation, is the KYC for FASTag. Have you ever heard about KYC for FASTag? No, right? This is the first time even I heard. We went in April for this road trip from Bangalore to Kashmir, and I think that's the time where the government also has introduced something called the KYC, which we have to do for FASTag. Generally, when you buy a new FASTag, that KYC, what the vendors whom you find near the tolls, or if you buy from online also, what they suggest is like you have to give the PAN number and they say, sir, this is the KYC done. But what we understood is that is called the partial KYC. When you are planning for a long trip, say from Bangalore to Kashmir and coming back from Kashmir to Bangalore, so you will be covering more than 7,000 kilometers, let's say roughly around 7,000 kilometers. So if you are covering 7,000 kilometers, then you will be paying almost around 10,000 rupees in toll. That is pretty expensive after paying all the taxes, but that's how it is. Now the problem is, with this new rule that is introduced, you can't add more than 10,000 rupees in your KYC wallet if you have not done your full KYC for FASTag. Okay, so when we were coming back, we realized that we reached Hyderabad, and Hyderabad to Bangalore I wanted to come back, and I thought, okay, I'll add some 2,000 more rupees so that I'm on a safer side and I'll not run out of the balance in FASTag. But what happened is, like, the app was not allowing me to add the money. First I thought it's something to do with the server and all the issue, but when we looked at the error message or the message which was coming, then I understood that we had to do the full KYC. I can prepare a detailed video on how to do the full KYC, but the fact is you have to do the full KYC for the FASTag to be on a safer side. In short, the rule is like you can't add more than 10,000 rupees in your FASTag wallet. In case if you are going for a long ride and if you feel that you will use more than 10,000 for your toll, then better to do the full KYC for your FASTag. To do the full KYC for the FASTag, you need to have your PAN, original PAN with you, and it will be done via video call also. You can get it done, and also you need to sign and say that, yeah, this is a person. It is something similar to what you do for your general KYC, online KYC, what you do for banking. So that is the first point which I had written down. Yeah, first thing, do not forget to do the full KYC of your FASTag, which is very, very important. Otherwise you have to pay by cash, and where they'll charge more than I think 150% is of the normal charge is charged if you pay by cash, and in some places the cash counter only will not be open. You will land into a lot of trouble. So take care of the KYC. Second important thing is a jump starter. Suppose if you are going on a long trip, of course we will rely on our battery, we would have done all the checks. But when you are going to places like Kashmir, where you are going on your own on a hilly place, because of cold weather sometimes the battery may go down and it will not start, or you never know, you may do some mistake like switching on some of the lights and the battery will go off and you will end up in a situation where your car will not start. So that's where it is better to have your jump starter along with you. When you talk about jump starter, the main thing which comes into your mind is like you'll have two wires, you need to stop a car, plug in the wire into that other car and bring the charger and then charge your vehicle or start your vehicle. That's how it works, right? That was there in my mind too. One of my friend Manish, who introduced me to this jump starter kit. Okay, this is called Top Vision and it's on topvisiontech.com. Topvisiontech.com. It's a US product which he has brought. So this is the jump starter kit. Top Vision is the name of this kit. I think locally also you will get so many products, but what I'm trying to tell is like essentially you need to have one jump starter kit to have a peace of mind also. Yeah. And this is not a promoted video, so I'm just telling the Top Vision, but you can buy anything what you like there. But let me show you what is there in that kit. I hope you can see this. This is your regular stuff where you have the positive and negative connector. Okay. This is how it will be, the connector. This goes into your car battery and this goes into the powerhouse of this jump starter kit. Yeah, you don't have to find another car, but for lack of better word, let's say this is your let's say high power power amp, or what do you call that, power backup, power bank. Let's say this is your power bank for your car. You can charge this and you can connect this to this specific charger. Of course you have to charge this and then you can connect this to your car battery and you have the operating instructions. We can make a separate video to show how to start it with that, but if you start then we can see the display also on how much it is coming and all, and it will start. And this is a very useful kit, I thought. Even though if you are going on a long trip, you don't have to worry about the space because it is very compact. And then sometimes it happens like in the road trip, you may travel at night and for whatever reason you get stuck because of battery issue. You don't have to wait for somebody traveling in the highway to stop for you and help you out with all the stuffs. So you can be on your own. So this is really good. I did not use this fortunately, but I feel that these are all kind of insurance that we need to carry. Yeah? Because if it is there, it's a kind of peace of mind. That too, especially when you are traveling with family, these things, these kind of preparations will boost the confidence of you and as well as your family members. They will also be confident that yeah, if whatever happens, we can go on their own. Otherwise, they'll be thinking that okay, we'll have to rely on someone and all this. This adds to the stress factor. Okay, so this is one of the useful kit. And if you know any other models, Indian models, which will help doing the same things, please put it in the comment. Probably I'll also learn, and those who are going through this video will also get to know the alternatives that we have in Indian market. But this is really useful. Then another one is about your tire inflator. When you are going on your own, it's better to carry a tire inflator because you know the condition of our roads. So there are two things. One, the tire inflator, and also you can carry the puncture kit. Nowadays it's all tubeless tires, so fixing it, should not be a problem. So talking about the tire inflator, I have something called Bergman Typhoon. Okay. Tire inflator, it's a metal tire inflator, so it is bit heavy. Things here. This is how it looks, tire inflator, and in case of emergency, if you want to have use it as a light also, it will be there, because somewhere if you are in the dark place and if you want some lights, you can use this torch also. And this is a normal inflator, nothing fancy about it. This is a metal body, it has a metal body, so it is sturdy, and it pumps in air at a quick time, so it is pretty fast, I would say. And here you have the display unit where you can set the tire inflator, the PSIs, the pressure which you need to set, and all the stuffs. So this is an important thing, yeah. And this goes into the cigarette lighter socket of your car. One more thing what I need to mention is, in our XUV 700, this cigarette lighter port, whatever we used to have it near the dashboard of the car, is placed in the rear side of the vehicle. Technically, probably they may have the reason why they have done that, but it creates problem. So these wires are not that long, so to push this into the front tire, to inflate the front tire. So that's where what I have done is, I have taken an extender also. Okay, this is how it looks. This is a 5-meter wire. So you have the cigarette lighter port, and this is the plug which goes into the port. So you plug it into your rear seat of your car, and this you can pull it like 4-5 meters up front, and then plug in the tire inflator point, so that it reaches your front tire, or wherever you want to maneuver you can do it, or in case if you want to help somebody who is stuck on the road also, this will be useful stuffs. This also is around 250 rupees or 300 rupees in Amazon, I think. Yeah, it's not that expensive, but a very handy tool to have for those who are having XUV 700, or for those who have a bigger car and the port is in unusual position. Yeah, this is another thing that we need to take care. Then I spoken about full KYC, jump starter, and then one more thing what I would recommend is, like for the tire pressure, we should have nitrogen filled in. So when we traveled in April from Karnataka to Andhra Pradesh till Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and also in Uttar Pradesh till we reached Kashmir, let's put it like that. Everywhere the temperature was somewhere around 38 to 42 degree temperature. So when we are traveling in a car, sometimes I had traveled on the first day 1100 kilometers non-stop. So when you go that far in that 42 degree temperature condition, tire will get heated up. So it is better to have nitrogen. So fortunately in the XUV 700 we'll get the it is equipped with a tire pressure monitor and then the tire temperature monitor. So what I noticed is, if you have normal air filled into your car tire, usually when you go for a longer distance, when you are traveling on high speed and on a hotter condition, it will the pressure of the tire gets inflated. So if you have put some 35 psi, if you travel for 200-300 kilometers or more than that in a high temperature thing, then it goes to 37 degree or 37 psi. So there you will run the risk of the tire burst also. So two things we have to monitor: tire pressure, which we can control by putting the nitrogen, so that I noticed that it remained almost constant. 34 to 36 psi only it used to vary. It never went around the 38 or 39. So in that way, it was like I can see it and I can believe that by putting nitrogen, the pressure is not varying. So you'll also have a comfortable ride. Okay. So nitrogen is must, and also if you have an equipment to monitor the tire temperature, it is better to monitor. Sometimes in those hot conditions on a let's say concrete road when you go, I have observed that the tire temperature you will usually go to 60 plus. Usually on a normal day in Bangalore, I have seen that the tire temperature will be around 38, 40 or 45, or maximum it will reach 50, not more than that. So sometimes what we have seen is, like in our travel, it has reached 60. So two things: either you stop at some time, let the tire cool, or you slow down, so that I've seen that it will reduce the temperature by 1 degree or 2 degree, and that also makes a difference. I mean, instead of in 60 plus, when it comes to 55 or 58 plus, mentally also we'll feel that yeah, it's under 60, so that is really good. So we can do that. So nitrogen, filling up nitrogen, and then having your tire pressure monitored is also a good thing to do. And another thing what I have seen is, so all our keys, no, nowadays it's all we don't have to, I mean, push button starts are there, so we can just press a button, it starts, and we are happy with that. And if you just walk near our car, it will automatically open the door, all because of this fancy key that we have. And what makes this key work is like there is a small battery which is inside the um, key. With that it will work. Okay, let me try to open it up for you. You can see the battery here. This battery costs around 35 or 40 rupees. If this is not there, then car doesn't recognize that your key is inside the car, and then yeah, there are chances that it may stop. I also understood from one of my friend that with this key fob, if you press the start button, it will start, but I have never tried it. But at least it's like 40 rupees we can invest on this CR2032. I mean, what I have is like a Panasonic 3 volt battery. CR2032 is the number of the cell that is used here. So better to keep 1 or 2 cells, so in case if it goes dry, we can just change it, and then we are back to normal. Yeah, we don't have to worry about what will happen and all. Okay, then what I will also suggest is, like, in case if you can carry a small puncture kit, it will also be useful. And if we had a tube tires, then taking it out and then making a puncture is a difficult task. But with the tubeless tires, it looks a bit difficult initially, but you can practice it or look at some videos, and then you will be able to put a puncture. Okay, otherwise with whatever I told, that tire inflator, you can inflate and reach to the next point where you can get the tire fixed, or if you have a stepney you can change it. But in case if you don't want to do all those things, then it's also a good idea to carry a puncture kit, which is also available there. Yeah, then one more important thing what I felt is, like, if you are going into the remote places, let's say in our case we explored some of the remote villages in Srinagar also. I mean, on the way from Anantnag to Srinagar, and in many places where you may not get the network sometimes. Yeah, at that time, if you have downloaded your offline map, that will be very useful. And in the Google Maps you have an option to download a particular area and all. So while you are going in highway, you don't need you don't need those maps. But when you try to take the inside routes and all, then it is always better to have an offline map downloaded, so that you don't feel tense, like, okay, you have to ask someone like what is the route and all. At least you know that the basic things are there. Of course it will not show the traffic things and all this day-to-day updates, but it will at least show you the direction. Yeah, so downloading the offline map is a good thing. And also I had carried a spare key. So sometimes you can carry a spare key, and if you are carrying a spare key, just take the battery out of it. Because in cars like our XUV700, if the key is inside your car, then you can easily open the dicky. Of course, if the setting is done properly, or if you have the comfortable setting, then the car recognizes the key is inside and it thinks that somebody is around, and if you pull the dicky, it will get opened. So those chances are there if you leave your key inside, the second key inside the car, and if you move out. So to avoid that, just take off the battery and keep the key in a safer place where you can reach in case if you lose your key. Of course, the question will come like, okay, if you have lost the key, how will you open the vehicle and take this spare key? With at least with XUV, you can open the door through your mobile app, so or you can start the vehicle also. So those things are there, but otherwise I will leave it up to you where you want to place your spare key, which is accessible in such situations where if you happen to lose your the primary key. Okay, that's on spare key. Then another thing is on emission certificate, which we tend to forget always, or which we don't usually see. That's the last thing which the police guy will ask. But fortunately, when we traveled from Karnataka to Kashmir and vice versa, it was election time, so people were busy checking the dicky, telling that are you carrying cash and all the stuff. So no formal document checks were happening. So in case if there are checks, we will take care of insurance, we will take all our DL and all the stuffs, but we'll tend to forget the emission certificate. So emission certificate and documents, you take care of it. And if you are going by your diesel vehicle, make sure that the diesel blue, the DF, what we call, the additional liquid what we pour in our car, that has to be managed. Previously, we never used to worry about that, but with the recent diesel vehicles, we have to ensure that the DF level is maintained. If it is not there, also not an issue. So you can go to any of the service station and you can get it filled. Worst case, you can reach any of the petrol bunk and then you can get it refilled. And also what I have seen is like these roads, let's say from Nagpur to Delhi road or any of the major highways, there are a lot of truck traffic which is going on. So a lot of truck will be moving. And I have seen a lot of places where they have kept all this Tata DEF and other stuffs there. So you can purchase from them and you can use that. But why do you want to stop in between and do all the stuffs? So better if you are traveling, ensure that the DEF level is 100% filled so that you can travel at least 10,000 kilometers without worrying too much about it. And when you are traveling on a highway, the consumption of DF is also less. If you are in city, if you are going on a slow pace and lot of brakes are applied, I mean a lot of gear shifts are happening internally in the sense, then the DF will go. But in these cases, if you are traveling on a highway, the consumption is very less. And then another important thing is, as a driver, when you are driving, you may have your your sun guard or the window pane, whatever you have, you might have, you can use certain things, but I don't know what do you call this. You'll get it in Decathlon. For cricket also will use it, like, yeah, you can wear these things for your arm. So this will help a lot. If you are driving, usually we'll be keeping one of our hand on the steering, obviously. And if your sun is directly coming onto you, then at least you don't feel the burning sensation on your hand. Suppose if you are driving for 500-600 kilometers on a stretch also, and for 300 kilometers you have to drive with the sun coming into your right or in the front, then you don't have to worry about your hand getting or your burning sensation on the hand. Okay, so this is really helpful. So I took it in Decathlon, so you can check it online. Then one more thing, important thing, what we noticed is like when we went on a family trip in this one, so we decided to camp. I mean, we decided to stay in the car only. So there we had experienced that there are a lot of mosquitoes around. So then you have to chase the mosquito out of your car. So that's a hectic process. So better to carry a matchbox, lighter, and also mosquito repellent cards which you will get where you can just use it, but be careful. The fire is also a dangerous thing, or you can carry mosquito repellents. So choice is yours, but be careful if you are using that mosquito cards which you can get the smoke out of it to chase the mosquitoes out of your car. Yeah, that is one thing. Torch, either you carry a torch, or if you are having the inflator, then you will have the torch built in there. And also this one, the jump starter also comes with a kind of mini torch, let's say, like that. So that is there. And one more thing is, like, today I have not bought it here, but if you're trying with family and if there are ladies around, then better to carry a toilet tent. It's a small tent which you can fold it, and it becomes like a small circular box, or the circular thing where you can carry easily in your car. And that will be really useful if you are, want to stop somewhere. Then we know our Indian driving condition, we know the kind of toilets that we get on our way. So at least these things will be helpful to be self-sufficient. We don't have to start searching for that, or we don't have to start searching for some trees, or some interior spots and all. Yeah, so that will be really helpful. Then you can carry a power bank to be on a safer side in case if you want to charge it. And then one more thing what we really do is, like, a 20-liter water can we will carry with the water dispenser. Either you can carry an automatic one. I don't suggest automatic one. Manually, if you press the dispenser, you will get the water, so that one you can carry. Or the 20-liter can itself, which comes with a tap, you can carry that. But only thing, if it has a tap, then make sure that you leave some space so that the tap doesn't get damaged and the water doesn't flow out. That will be really helpful when you're traveling. Then you don't have to worry too much about the water. So at least for 2 days you can manage with your 20-liter water. Yeah. Then one more thing is, like, if you don't have the dash cam, I would advise to get one dash cam fitted on your car. First thing, if you are traveling, then the entire travel is recorded. In case if some mishap happens on the road, touch wood, I hope nothing happens, but in case if something happens, then you have the video evidence of what has happened on the road. That is one thing. Second thing, probably when you are traveling to the places like Pahalgam, Patnitop, Gulmarg or Sonmarg, yeah, and also the interiors of Kashmir, we would really want to capture the moment. So every time you can't hold the mobile and try to capture all the road that you have taken, but it will be really helpful to have the dash cam so that it records and you select the part which you like. So what we used to do is, like, my daughters will write down the timings. If they find that there's an interesting stretch in which we are going, note on the time so that you don't have to go through the entire video, but you can just go to those clips and then download them, which will be really help in keeping those fond memories alive. Yeah. And to transfer it, either you can transfer it to your mobile. Hope you have sufficient space in your mobile. Otherwise, carry a laptop and the data card, card to transfer it, or the cables, so that you can keep the backups of all the things. Otherwise, at least in my dashcam what I have, every 12 hours it gets overwritten. So before that, it is better to copy it so that your memories are intact. Yeah. And then tripod, also I think you can carry the tripod, which will be really helpful to take some selfies and also do some recordings, and you can be on your. One more thing what I forgot to tell you is about the dry fruits. If you are going on a remote places, that too in the area of Kashmir near Ramban and all the other areas, you can sometimes there will be landslides and you may get stuck for a day also. Yeah, when we went, we were stuck in 2 places because of landslide, but fortunately it was for a few hours. Once we were stuck for 1.5 hours, and second time it was for around 2.5 hours. So that was okay to manage, but we have seen that sometimes the traffic will be stopped for full day, or sometimes it's for 2 days also, depending on the kind of landslide that we have had. So during those time, suppose if you are going on a road trip with entire cooking facility with you, then it's not a problem. I mean, it's like a camper van. If you have a camper van setup, If you can cook certain things, then it is good. If you are not doing that, and if you are having a car just to travel, then it is always better to carry some dry fruits and some chocolates. Chocolates are not just to eat when you are traveling. This is just like an emergency fund, like what we have. So this is for emergency. So only when you are stuck, at least if you have dry fruit and some chocolates, then you can survive. So that is one of the thing. As I told you earlier, suppose if you are planning to do some camping in your car itself, then I would suggest to carry the sleeping bags. So there we all know, right, in Kashmir area, the temperature will go really down to single digits and sometimes to minus. So better to carry the sleeping bags if you have. There will be multiple versions of it which you can search online, and get at least couple of sleeping bags so that you are sorted out. Yeah, I think with that I have covered most of the things. So these are some of the items which I thought, the preparations or the prep work which we need to do, and carry some of these things apart from your regular luggages which you are, will be very much aware. If you carry all these things, I think this is good enough to go on a long journey. If you feel that I have missed anything important or some corrections are needed in what I have told, feel free to comment in the comment section, and let us share the knowledge. Yeah, see you in my next section where I'll speak about the route which I have taken. Thank you.